Hey, what's up guys, TheCampingRusher here. Today we are focusing heavily on Chapter 6. A lot has been leaked, but first we do have to talk about this. A new update, a balance update for this season just dropped about an hour ago. Here's everything that changed. The Sovereign Shotgun aims down sight now more quickly and fires faster while doing so, a buff. Captain America's shield does slightly less damage and will require more accuracy to hone in on an enemy, and staggers now more quickly when blocking damage. War Machine's arsenal rockets deal slightly less damage to structures and they take longer to reload, so those have been nerfed. And then additionally, they've made some adjustments to the tournament loot pool to facilitate more competitive meta. Obviously, that's the point here. They vaulted War Machine's arsenal, and then they have vaulted shockwave grenades from tournaments that have building enabled. This is a big one. So shockwaves have always been a big part of competitive. I don't know if this is a bug, if they're planning to re-add this. This one does surprise me. Competitive players, how do you feel about this? Let me know in the comment section below. Let's talk Chapter 6, and then we'll go back to more about the current season, what's going on now. But there are some massive leaks. Chapter 6 does launch on December 1st. That's the plan right now. The code name for it is Fire Pedal. It will include different bosses, swinging, rappelling, and more. There's going to be a wandering boss. This is a new piece here. This is one of the new things we've learned about. It includes two sets of bosses, I guess, within this wandering boss. Two bosses under the codename FS, and then two more under the codename P. And always with these code names, those first two letters usually are the same two letters of the actual name of the boss. So, I mean, really, we don't have any theme or anything. It's super hard to guess. The only thing we kind of know is it might be a floating island theme because of a super low quality key art screenshot from the leaked roadmap when the employee went rogue a few months back. So, FSP really could be anything. Take your guesses, of course, if you want to try. Epic has also added something with our recent season called Chapter 6_Trophy Room. I would think this is going to be a brand new POI. We'll have to wait and see, but it might be our first look at the code name for a POI. And if so, it does give us an indication somewhat of what this is going to be. And then more leaks, this time to do with the live event. So not technically Chapter 6, but the event that will take us from OG Chapter 2, Retro Apollo, which is starting, I believe, November 2nd, November 1st, will last a month long. And then it will send us into the live event, which will send us into Chapter 6. Regarding this live event, it will end with a black hole-like downtime that will last several hours. During the downtime, we'll see multiple teasers for Chapter 6 Season 1. This isn't really new info. We've had this the last couple live events, right? Pretty extended downtime, and then on our screen will be indications, teasers, leaks about what's to come. And then I also talked about this in our previous video. We actually have an idea of what the Chapter 5 finale live event is going to involve. Midas's Doomsday device has been added back to the file, so it seems like this is going to be a remix of the Midas event, and this could explain why we might only be going through the first 3 seasons of Chapter 2 as seen in the roadmap. It's only the first 3 seasons. This is confirmed, like this tweet has said, because of our roadmap. The device event, the Doomsday event, was at the end of Chapter 2 Season 2, so they may just, do the 3 seasons, and then it would make sense for it to be Doomsday, and it looks like this being added to the files confirms that. Very excited to see what we've got, but upcoming movement abilities in either the open world mode, which we don't know if it's scrapped or not still, and or Chapter 6, but they are working on this, so I should let you know just in case it does come to Chapter 6. Air dive, dodge, shoot dive, and proning are being worked on. There's also this look at the swinging mechanic. If you're a fan of the channel, we've talked about and known about the swinging mechanic for a while now. It's going to look something like this, and then you will be swinging on bars or things on builds. The animation concept plus the prototype gives you somewhat of an idea of what this swinging mechanic is going to feel like in Chapter 6. And then finally, one other piece I want to add is creative pets support. It's part of this tweet from HypeX here. That apparently will be ready for Chapter 6 as well. Okay. The free Sir Beret back bling is being granted to people who signed up for surveys, but right now there actually is a little bit of a glitch. So first, before we talk about the glitch, I do want to actually tell you how to sign up for surveys so you can claim this free back bling. You gotta go to your Epic Games account setting on the website, email preferences, then subscribe for surveys, then save. Okay, once you do that, it's all on the website, so not actually in Fortnite. And once you do all that, you will be granted this thing. Epic did tweet today saying this: we're aware that players signing up for email surveys are not receiving the free back bling and instead seeing an empty rewards pop up. In the next update, the 0.1 game update, all eligible players will be rewarded the back bling in their lockers. So you're just going to have to be a little bit patient. Still get it done. It's working. They know you've signed up for surveys. It's just not granting it right now. And the new update, I think, is going to be next week, basically a week almost to the day right now. So probably the 27th of August is when you should expect that. Upcoming story quest release dates. And this is a big deal because of Iron Man. So here are all the different story quests. Are We Doomed, Heroes Assemble, Shuri's Invention, The Illusionist, I Am Iron Man, and Diamond in the Raft. The one we're focusing on and the one I talked about on update night is I Am Iron Man. We really think this is an indication of them releasing a new version of Iron Man to sell in the item shop. So if that's the case, expect it around September 17th. And then also with our update next week, the downtime update, we may even get to see a look at this new Iron Man skin in the files, or at least confirmation that it's happening or not. And if you missed this from the last video, Marvel LTMs are coming soon. There's a completely new Marvel LTM in the works. It will use the Chapter 2 Season 4 graphics instead of Chapter 5 graphics. And we think it's going to use all the old Season 4 mythics from Chapter 2 because those were added to the files with our new update. There's going to be a feature where you choose between heroes or villains. The LTM will have train, hotspots enabled, and then there's an intro sequence for the Chapter 2 Season 4 abilities upon exiting the battle bus. So there's at least one new LTM. It sounds like maybe two, so it might be one new one. They might bring back one of the old ones from Chapter 2, but either way, get excited. There's a bunch more Marvel gameplay stuff planned at some point. We don't have exact dates on this yet. Okay, we have to talk about where Fortnite's at right now, right? We're a few days in, 5 days in so far. Here are the Chapter 5 Season 3 initial live player count peaks for each day compared to Season 4. And you can see Season 4 has been peaking around 500,000 players higher each day than Season 3. Now, this was expected. I don't know if it was expected to go this high. Like, that's a pretty big percent increase. Will it hold the players is always the big question. From Epic's perspective, this either shows how good this season is, how popular it is, or maybe how unpopular last season was. We're already still peaking at above 2.3 million players on a weekday. I think that's a huge win. There's also some other data released here that you might be interested in. Fortnite currently has 100 million plus active users monthly, a huge number. And yeah, I believe that's 100 million unique active people playing Fortnite. So 100 million people at least once log in every single month to play this game. And then Fortnite's total unique users growth. So the total unique people who have logged in and played Fortnite, and the data goes back to 2017. So it started around 10 million there, and you can see the increases. Obviously, there were some bigger increases at certain times, even from 2020 to 2023. So this isn't perfectly updated yet. There was still another 150 million people that have logged in and started to play. So obviously there's been some slower moments. There's been peaks and valleys with this game, depending on where we're at with a season, a chapter, but this game is still running hot. It's strong, and who knows? I don't really see the end in sight. I think they just keep it fresh for us. I hope they keep doing the same thing because I'm a happy player. I'm loving it. Tim Sweeney also said this: Epic Games is missing out on as much as $1 billion because of its fight against Apple and Google, right? Because they're not on mobile, because they're not getting any of the revenue from Fortnite Mobile, other than the recent additions to the EU iOS. But other than that, there's a lot of money to be made on mobile. And yeah, I don't know, this Tim Sweeney, I guess he's saying it is, yeah, like this is how much we're losing out on. Like, you should support us because we're sacrificing a ton of money to fight for what we believe in. Honestly, though, I don't know if everyone's looking at it that way, because a lot of people just want to play Fortnite on mobile, and then they talk about how Epic Games has laid off a lot of employees in their recent history here. So maybe more of those employees would still have jobs if they just didn't fight Apple and Google and made another $1 billion. Let me know your thoughts on it. Thought it was worth the share regardless. And that's all I got. Touch the like button. Take care. Talk soon. Good.